Good evening, folks. Chris in Central Pennsylvania. I would prefer not to continue covering this topic because I realize it's quite painful for some people, those who received letters of ineligibility or denial letters, as many people are calling them. But unfortunately, you have someone that's misleading people and outright giving them false hope. I don't understand what this person is all about. The person has no experience as a journalist. The person has no experience in government. The person has no experience working with refugees. The person has no experience abroad, doesn't understand the inner workings of the U.S. government, and continues to defame, disparage, and slander Professor G, myself, the Amerikaners, and a host of other people. Ask yourself this question. When that person attacks everyone, maybe the problem is with who? Perhaps that person. This person has famously lied and slandered me, falsely claiming I took money from refugees last year. This person has gotten one thing after another incorrect, attacking me by name when I didn't even know who the person was, when in a response to it, I didn't even mention the person's name, slandering me, defaming me, calling me a liar because the person is an idiot and can't read the Immigration and Nationality Act and doesn't understand immigration law, and defies what an attorney says in Professor G, who clearly states what the law is when it comes to asylum. Yet this person continues to mislead people, giving them false hope and bad advice, telling people foolishly to outmigrate, causing problems for agencies and for refugee families alike. In addition, this person has misled many people about what their benefits are. This person has misled people about the advice and information offered by independent actors who are honest, good faith actors like Professor G and the Amerikaners and others, and it goes on and on. The letters are genuine. I have confirmation through sources that the letters are genuine, the ineligibility letters. I've told you this. My analysis of it, first off, no one covered this topic the way I did. And I took a lot of grief, including from that idiot, when I did a video a few months ago telling you there will be ineligibility letters. There will be letters of denial. There are people who make themselves ineligible, either through their past actions or their current actions, or not being qualified for the program. I told you it was coming, and I was attacked. Fear-mongering. Wasn't fear-mongering. It was called honesty and forthrightness and straightforward. As an analyst, I felt I owed it to people to be honest with them that these things would be coming at some point. And I was correct. And then I warned people again. And then on the eve of the ineligibility letters being published, I gave yet another analysis and talk about prescient, Senior von Rensburg-like. Less than 8 hours after I published that video, late at night, ineligibility letters went out on June 30th. Now the question is, why did it take so long? My analysis, you can listen to me, or deranged lunatics who have no idea what they're talking about, who disparage others. My analysis is that it was probably a consequence of legal review for the program, that denials had been happening all along, but no letters being issued. Is that fair? No. But the government has a responsibility to protect the government and our nation. And they had to make sure they had legal review. That's my analysis. I could be wrong. But give me another plausible reason why the U.S. government held on to these letters for so long and why they were not signed until the 23rd of June and released on the 30th of June. Also, it's not over. As we go through the process, additional people will be ineligible. More letters will follow. Plus, those who apply in the future, some of them will not be eligible, either through past conduct or actions or through the fact that they're simply not eligible for whatever reason applies. Going forward, ladies and gentlemen, there will be more denials. This isn't fear-mongering. This is straightforward, honest analysis, and time and again has been proven to be correct, despite bathrobe-wearing people who have no respect for anyone beyond themselves. The letters are genuine. My analysis, they were genuine. I've explained to people why they're genuine and how they're genuine. You have people lying, saying that these are not officials in the government, that that's not an official email. Email is confirmed from HHS, Health and Human Services, or Homeland Services. The signatures are valid. The letters are genuine. And there's a legitimate reason or plausible reason why they were just issued. If I'm wrong, I would happily be wrong. But there's zero evidence presented that these are not genuine letters. And for people to give you false hope when they have no idea what they're talking about and they can't explain why it's false other than some crazy conspiracy theory that holds no water for rational people, is inhuman, it's insane, it's unjust, it's unfair, and it's simply, quite frankly, cruel. Cruel to tell people that have no opportunity to appeal this letter that it's not real. Hold out hope. What has that gotten you? I prefer not to do this video, but I can't sit by in good conscience and watch people lie to you and mislead to you and give you false hope. Now, I've sent inquiries to the U.S. government. Whether they ever answer them or not is up to them. All I can do is ask as a journalist about the letters. But all evidence on hand indicates the letters are genuine. And several people who, after the fact, have come forward to me and been more forthcoming about their circumstances, in at least 6 cases where people have contacted me, it's clear why they received ineligibility letters. And I've given an explanation without mentioning who the people are of those particular cases and similar cases. Some people are saying, I never did anything wrong, or they give an incident about this happened many, many years ago, presuming that that's the reason that they're ineligible. But since the letters offer no reason, we don't know for certain that what they believe could be the reason is the reason. Perhaps it's something entirely different. And in the case of a couple of these individuals, what they thought wasn't true. When they told me something else, I explained to them that this thing that they've told me now is most likely the reason they were ineligible. I'm sorry that people got ineligibility letters, but the United States Customs and Immigration Service's primary mission is to defend our borders and protect America. And that may sound heartless, but their mission isn't to bring refugees to America. That's a task for them, and they're performing it. It is ironic, though, that we've allowed scamsters from Somalia and public assistance laziness to stay on our books for years, not just Somalia, but from other countries, coming over here milking the teats of the American taxpayer, while South Africans who want to work and are escaping true persecution are being denied for whatever reason, which I can't explain. But please, do not believe false prophets. False prophets who mislead you intentionally for their own self-enrichment or self-aggrandizement or their own ego, whatever it is. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to watch my program. You don't want to be here? You can go somewhere else. Or you can listen to lunatics who tell you that I poison puppies. If you even think that's plausible, then I don't want you watching this program because you're not a rational person. Go watch the thing that gives you false hope. False hope is dangerous. And that's all. God bless and good night.